I hit six figures at 21, seven figures by 23. I had everything I thought that I wanted. But honestly, I've never felt more alone. Tough topic, but hey, gotta talk about it to be honest. The reason why I felt like I wanted to talk about it was I feel like many people are on the path that I'm on. And I don't really come from the whole didn't really talk to a lot of people. Like I wasn't really antisocial, so I like tried looking for antisocial ways to make money. I came from a pretty social background. Like I had a huge friend group. I had things going for me. But like the moment I started focusing on myself, yes, I had to cut them off, but it wasn't like, oh, don't talk to me anymore. I just, you know, for me, my changing point was Corona. That's when things really changed for me. And I just cut people off simply because I was going into college, right? Put it simple. We were going our separate ways anyways. But I thought in my head, I'm like, damn, I'm gonna just lock in for like a few months, get rich, and then come back. And I'm like, I'm still boys with them. But bro, people change. And I think what I had to realize more is that I changed. My interests weren't the same as before. The things I like to talk about weren't the same before. So like our interactions really do hit different. I love them to death. But it's hard to like relate to them sometimes, like their weekend plans a lot of the times is just odding out doing some random stuff or like looking at college stuff, college parties. But like my weekends, they're just, oh my god, I finally get the chance to work on my dreams after class, right? That's what I see it as. But yeah, I just feel like a lot of entrepreneurs, even freelancers, probably feel this way because we're actually bettering ourselves. Not saying that they're not bettering themselves. They might be doing it in their own form or slower, but we really do have to, fix up our sleep, fix up our eating, fix up all these other things about ourselves to even do these businesses. But they chase success only to find out why people grow apart. And that's something I am still working on registering myself. I understand it a lot more than I did in the past, but that's kind of why I'm talking about it. Basically, I'm not here to complain, but to kind of talk about how it is I feel, because I feel like a lot of people could relate to it. But if you change, your circle doesn't come with you. A prime example of this is me going into college. My high school friends didn't come with me. I went to the farthest college away from my area in the city. During COVID, I chose to focus on business ideas. Well, at that time, it was streaming, and then streaming led into like YouTube and stuff. While the others just chilled, gamed, or just, did their own thing. I felt like a ghost, and I kind of wanted to be that for a bit because I was like, I'm gonna just go off the radar. I changed my Instagram handle to Morse code. Okay, so people couldn't even search me up in case they wanted to track me. That's how serious I was to reaching my goals. I was basically in do or die mode because it was like it's either I make it out the hood or I'm stuck here. Okay. But luckily for me, it worked out. And even now, it's kind of hard to connect to anyone because my life really is different. And here's the thing, right? Even though we're all entrepreneurs, we probably have different vehicles. And to that degree, I can't relate to you if you're a freelancer because I don't really do freelance work. I can't relate to you if you're a drop shipper, maybe to some degree, but not entirely. So, it's not like I wanted to cut these people off. But I really did outgrow them, like their habits, what they like to do. Like I don't smoke, I don't do a lot of stuff that they do, but that's how they enjoy their time together, and that's just not stuff I really want to be around, to be quite frank with you. Basically grinding towards your goals, they don't really feel like you're working at all. At least for me, they don't. Because you're kind of in the zone. You're kind of in like flow state, right? Is what a lot of people like to call it. Until you look up and then you're like, dang, nobody came with me. I tried. Like, I'm going to be real. I tried to put my friends on to the stuff that I was doing. I told them I'd help them. I'd shout them out. But like, I've come to the harsh realization that if they don't want it for themselves, whether or not you help them does not matter, right? It's kind of the same thing as this. This is another thing that I've learned. I can come here and talk about the stuff I did, the stuff I went through, but at the end of the day, if the person on the other end of the screen, you for example, if you don't take what I tell you and act on it, you will basically just not get anything out of it, right? At the end of the day. But yeah, while you're working on your business or whatever it is that you do, at least for me, it was a lot of my YouTube stuff, a lot of just any project that I wanted to try out. It was a tunnel vision. Okay, I didn't want to ignore my friends, but my days really did blur because I did the same thing, in and out, in and out, in and out. And you know, during Rona time, I stopped going out. Everyone celebrated like milestones together, but I didn't really care. You know, I didn't reach the milestones I wanted to hit. I wanted to hit 100K revenue. That's what I wanted to hit. I didn't care how. But yeah, I traded a little bit of time for that sort of momentum to get me to where I'm at right now. And even when people wanted to connect, because I also went to social gatherings, of course, it just felt like we were on different paths. You know, it's kind of like two different majors talking to each other at college. Like if I'm in CS, if I'm talking to a biology major, I'm not going to be sitting there talking about clinical trials. The hell? I'm just not, I'm not even interested in it. I think it's interesting, but to a degree, it's just kind of like, oh, that's what you were up to, and that's about it. Another issue I ran into during this time was there are always sacrifices. If you're not sacrificing money, you're sacrificing time. If you're sacrificing time, you might be sacrificing health, which is something that I did at that time. I let my body go because I thought money would fix it. Doesn't. Spoiler alert. But yeah, I skipped out on going out. I skipped out on healthier meals, sleep, because I thought, if I just try harded, if I sacrifice sleep now, I'm going to get the results I want. And I did, but it was not sustainable. I burnt out very fast. Like, I think 8 months in, I burnt out and I had to take a break. There was no way I could keep that up. Yeah, that's how it caught up to me. And it kind of made me a little bit more self-conscious, tired physically and emotionally. And the confidence of mine dipped. Even though I was making a little bit more money. But it just made me more secure on paper, if that makes sense. That's all it is. But yeah, fast forward to where I am now. I'm 23, at $1 million net. It's weird. I'm gonna be real. It's weird being young and successful. And it's like, it could go two ways. If someone knows about it, I don't really talk about it that often, but if someone knows about it, they either idolize you or resent you. Or they come up to this crazy conclusion that you came from generational wealth. Like, yeah, because that's the reason. It's these like, it's just people's opinions, really. Friends at my age are really not going to understand the stuff that it is I do. And if you've done any business or freelance work, you know that there's responsibility with this stuff. If you don't do it, someone else will. Someone else better, faster, and more efficient at it will replace you in whatever you're doing. And it's honestly kind of hard to tell who's real. Even family, bro. Not like too close, but like cousins and stuff. Like it gets really blurry. Same thing with like networking and stuff. It gets hard to really know like, oh, who's just trying to meet you, and who's trying to meet you because they're just trying to network. Either way, I'm cool with it anyways. But that's just some of the stuff that I think about. And even among like other entrepreneurs. So while I was in the YouTube stuff, like 23, I mean, I wouldn't say it's old. It's like, compared to some of like the kids on the site. And I'm not talking kids like the viewers. I'm talking like 16-year-olds, 14-year-olds doing YouTube videos. It's a bit different there because the moment you zoom out into these other fields, real estate, into stocks, into all these other fields, e-commerce, I'm young, bro. Like these guys got jobs. These guys got stuff going on. And then the successful ones, they're making so much bread. But they really are at a later point of their lives. It's crazy to see. So I kind of feel a little ahead of my age group. But I guess it's a little relative. and it's a little, I feel a little young compared to some of the other people in some of these other niches and projects. But you know what? That's a good thing, right? At the end of the day. But it does get a little awkward. But hey, I'm still figuring it out. As we business people do, we solve problems, all right? In both people's lives and our own. But here are some of the things that did help me feel a little bit more normal again, basically. Prioritizing health. And that comes with time too. Like when I started getting my income up, I'm like, dang, let me fix myself. Better diet, better rest, working out. I mean, for me, I didn't really enjoy working out too much, so I got into biking. I don't even feel like a workout. I look forward to biking. I talk about this all the damn time. Talking to people as well, even if it feels a little awkward. It's fine. It's not too big of a deal. And honestly, I've been enjoying other aspects about them that's not business related. I think it's a really good way to kind of recoup your energy, talking to people that has nothing to do with business. But I'm slowly working on reconnecting with friends, with new people that I've actually met at college that don't know anything that I'm doing, or even just online communities. Has been a blast, honestly. And so with time, I'm not only building my business, I'm also building myself as a personality. So if you're young and building something big, or still on your way up, just be careful not to lose yourself while doing it. Even though it might seem like it's the cheat code, you will burn out, and you'll probably go a longer way if you figure out how to balance it really early on. It's not worth being rich if you feel emotionally bankrupt. Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Anyways, if this hit home, drop a comment. I'd love to hear if any of you guys have any topics, or if any of you guys feel this way too. And yeah, peace. Hope this helped.